I'm going to call to order the meeting of the City of Laredo Fine Arts and Culture Commission for Thursday, August 21st, 2025. I guess we do the pledge of allegiance first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
Yes. Jorge Santana?
Here.
Armando Lopez?
Present.
Melissa Amici?
Present.
Gail Aker Rodriguez?
Here.
Maritza Bautista.
I'm present.
We have a quorum.
All right. Before you, you have the minutes of the meeting of July 17, 2025. After review, if someone will move to approve those.
So moved.
Made by Melissa. Okay. Second.
Second.
Gail. Any comments? All those in favor?
That was a good meeting.
All right. Section 5 is public comment. We have any? No executive? Okay. Section 6, communications and announcements. Status update on Fine Arts and Culture Commission. What is it? Appointments, excuse me. I agree, it's because I have my glasses. I got somebody bring them to me right now. Okay, but I can't get it. Okay. Is there any update?
So we've still been in contact and haven't been able to get through to anyone, but we're hoping that once we present the annual plan, that will kind of push them to appoint people for those things.
Does it take someone going to city council and signing up for public comments and say, hey,
Give me your name right now.
I mean,
Your appointment, your appointee.
I mean, in other words, we've tried formally, we've tried, you know, we just would like for it to get on someone's radar that we,
It couldn't hurt, that's my
I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. if-
Right, yeah, absolutely, I think it's well within your right, and we're gonna be presenting it in a positive way, saying, you know, this is all going to start happening, this annual, public arts plan, we're gonna be beginning these first steps for it, so if you'd like your district to be represented, we highly encourage you to find somebody. So I mean, I would support that for sure.
When is your last time with us? Today? Okay. So that kind of would be a nice segue to say, hey, we just have a new vacancy, you know.
Which brings it up
Your
to-
council person already appointed somebody,
Right.
even though she just left, it would be a good, when's the next meeting?
Oh, that's a great question. September
The third.
the 18th.
The 18th? Well, somebody, I'll go, I mean, I can walk across the
For the
street.
council meeting.
Oh, for the council?
Yeah. We're gonna look it up.
Excuse me, did you send the agenda through email?
Yeah, I can send it.
Yes.
It should be there, but we can resend.
If you can, please, because I cannot find it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go ahead and look for that date, but it should be, we just had a meeting this week, so it should be in 2 weeks for the next city council meeting. So we'll follow up with that exact date.
Okay.
Okay. And then we hope to get on the agenda in October, the first meeting of October,
You,
for the annual art plan.
Okay.
So if they can start appointing, that's great. We can get them on board by the time we start our new fiscal year.
well, that's item 1 or A. Item B, information on participation and collaborations.
Partnerships and collaborations. right? Isn't that what?
Yes, that's partnership and collaboration.
Okay.
Is there any information on partnerships and collaboration?
So, I already met with Laredo College and TAMU, and they do want to partner with us with projects. So going forward, specifically with the engineering aspect for the mini gallery posts, where they're gonna have an actual assignment for the students in the engineering department to fabricate the schematics of what the gallery post would look like. And I already met with the engineering department that they can also go through those plans and approve them as well to make sure that it's feasible. So
What schematics is it that you're saying that they're gonna?
for the
develop?
mini gallery posts, if you wanna look at the, the public arts plan, it's just an outline of what one looks like.
I can't.
So just to clarify,
Oh, the mini gallery posts that you're saying.
it would be the TAMU students designing and the City of Laredo Engineering Department approving, reviewing and approving.
As student projects.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's gonna be part of their assignment, and then from TAMU, they're going to approve, which one is the best one out of the group, and then that's what's gonna be sent to the engineering department here, to make sure that it's feasible. And then from there, we can go to the bid process, where it would be the fabricating of the actual boxes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's going on with the sidewalk stamping? Where are we with that? How many sidewalks are they looking at stamping this year?
So that's.
I mean, of repairing.
There isn't an actual number because as you go through the year, you don't know what sidewalks and what's gonna happen if they break. So they weren't able to give us an actual number, but I did meet with the engineering and parks. So whenever they're doing expansions, they're gonna contact us. So what we're gonna need to do is before they even do any of that, we need to do the contests where we would get the stamps fabricated. So when they tell us the location, we can go with the stamps over there when they're laying the cement.
So, we're working on this downtown initiative with several organizations downtown and, in partnership with Cliff Killam. He's got the Don Quixote exhibit that we've done. This will be our second year at the center to do it, and we're expanding the types of events that we're having. I know Jorge is working with bringing in the orchestra from Nuevo Laredo that's going to play that night. There's going to be nights during the course of the exhibit where there'll be different kinds of flamenco dancing and all these different events. We're also bringing in, last year we hosted 600 students from LISD. This year we're bringing in those LISD students, but in addition, UISD is going to be participating with us, and we've extended invitations to the private schools and the private schools, Celestine and United Day. Part of what we wanted to do, we did a call for artists, so we have artwork coming in. I don't know if y'all have seen any of that, but we did a call for artists. But the other part that we wanted to do was a poetry contest for the students, and have them write something that was inspired by what were the images that they see. And we're wondering if, as one of the winners for that, could that be a stamping of that poetry? Is it something we can tout as, or what would we need to do if we wanted to include that as part of what the prize for that winner would be? And I don't think it's necessarily just high school kids. I think it's something that the high school is doing it, but I know that it's something that we're going to be opening up to all different age levels. The same way we did the call for art. We'll be doing a call for poetry and a call for some sort of writing.
So that sounds phenomenal. We have a meeting that's gonna happen next week with our purchasing agents and the ones who handle the bid process, and we have a lot of questions for them. So one of those questions could be, and for example, if we're going through the bid process, that's very different from a contest sort of situation. So we're gonna be asking them exactly what we would need to do if it is a contest. And also, in the case of somebody who is a minor, is there a possibility of providing a stipend or something to them?
Nice.
So we'll ask some questions
Great.
next week and we'll follow up with you.
Okay, because this exhibit is set to open September 5th. And so we would like to be able to announce this maybe at the opening, that this is another piece of this that would happen if possible, that this is something that would happen during the exhibit.
So I can tell you that we wouldn't be able to get you an answer in time, because we're gonna be going to council in October to get approval for the annual plan.
Okay.
So there's no way we could commit to that. It could be, when is the event though?
Well, it depends on when we can announce what the prizes will be, you know, maybe we'd like to include this. So we would like to announce it and include as part of it that the winner would be, the winner would, or the one selected would be able to, we would have this as an added, you know, kind of.
But when had you planned to, it wasn't gonna be in September when we were going to announce?
The exhibit opens September 5th and it runs through October 24th, so it would be during that time.
Okay, can we get back to you after our meeting next week?
Sure.
And see if it's possible?
Yeah, that would be great, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, item C, status update on projects for the annual public art plan for fiscal year 2026.
So you guys have, these are the annual plan there with you. And then from there, I put like the departments that I met with to discuss things and get updates on for the projects. Timelines, numbers, all of that stuff. For the Cesar Chavez walkway, it doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to contribute to that, because the area that they selected was not city property. So specifically for our ordinance, it has to be placed on city property. So,
It's on city property.
Oh,
So, with the mini murals, I met with the engineering department and they put me in contact with the traffic division. And they gave me a breakdown of the different utility boxes that we can use. So if we're doing 32, some of the districts do not have 4 boxes that we can use. And the reason for that is those boxes are TxDOT. So that's not even owned by the city. But when I met with parks, they said that they do have utility boxes in the parks. So it may be something where we can work with them, where instead of it being on the actual streets, we would work with the parks departments to have those utility boxes placed in the parks within that district. And then for the sidewalk poetry, I met with the engineering departments and the parks department. Parks is doing a lot of expansions. So they said that they would contact me when they are doing an expansion. And from there, we would hopefully by then already have put forth, you know, the contests where we can get the stamps fabricated. And then from there, we would do something that would align with the specific area. So we kind of want to come up with ideas for different areas around Laredo that we can use these stamps. So, you know, if it has to do with fitness, it would go somewhere within the parks, being healthy. Something historical would be something downtown. So just for us to think of things that when we are doing these contests, we can tell people to specifically, you know, do a poem about that. And yes.
So recently, actually just last week, St. Peter's Plaza, which is one of the only residential plaza in Laredo, got these beautiful antique lamps that illuminate the plaza for the first time since I think the 1880s. It looks so beautiful, and being this in St. Peter's, I was thinking that the sidewalks surrounding the plaza could be stamped with historical facts or historical things about Laredo that people can read and learn more about the city, about what they're looking at around the plaza. And I believe this could happen too at San Agustin Plaza and maybe even around Center for the Arts. Center for the Arts, it could be things like artists that were born in Laredo, you know, and became famous, or the art exhibited in X place, you know, or et cetera, you know, around Center for the Arts. And around this historic plaza, we'll have that historic theme. Maybe it's not in coordination with the poetry contest, but it could be this different project of putting our history there for people to read and to absorb. And I don't know, it's just an idea.
Thank you for sharing that. That
Good
sounds
idea.
beautiful.
But is it, then it's my understanding that we can only stamp on sidewalks that are going to be replaced? We cannot just put in a slab of concrete and make that a public art thing? It has to be tied to, what's that, Vanessa?
So it would either be an expansion or for them to actually be fixing the sidewalks. Because if we do it that route, then we have to probably get more permits because we're already breaking an existing sidewalk. And then we're gonna have to pay out of pocket the concrete and everything. Because what we have within the budget is that other department is already paying for the concrete because they're already fixing it. And we're just tapping in by just putting the stamp in and providing that. So,
There's some sort of paint that could be used for a stamp, but with paint instead of cement, that would last. Because I'm thinking of the street mural that they did in front of the courthouse. The very
Yeah.
disgusting,
yes.
and full of controversy, the
We're
no
aware.
mural or something like that, no wall
No board.
that's on the street, and that has lasted forever. You know, it's been there a few years now. Could it be a staff of paint so we don't have to alter? And I think it would be cheaper, no, to do something like that. With paint, with something a little bit more permanent than paint. I'm sure there's some other solutions.
I don't know if it would be cheaper, but
It would be like a ground mural probably.
yeah, because we would have to use specialty paint and sealants for that to last. But I'm just looking at the next number, the hopscotch murals. Like these are like similar to I think what you're referring to, Jorge. I don't know if you have the packet with you, but it says these look like they're also painted on the ground,
Yes, yeah.
right?
It could be something like that, but I don't know. For me, I always get bumped into people that don't know nothing, and even though they've been Laredoans forever, they don't know nothing about history. And I think if we do around the historic plazas, around San Agustin, Center for the Arts, around St. Peter, that actually people can go and learn, and even bring their families and learn. And we could even say, if you go one round of the plaza, you're going to learn the history of Laredo since 1755 to about the 1940s, 1950s, you know. It will be so amazing to have that, because not only they're playing in something fun, but they're learning, you know, they're actually learning about the city where they live in.
I love the idea.
I love that idea, and Maritza, I think you hit on something, which it might be more feasible as a ground hopscotch mural.
Yeah.
And that might be in the call for artists, if we can say, like, as Vanessa said, downtown, we're looking for something that's going to share historical facts about Laredo in this fun way. I think that's gonna be more feasible under that one, under the number 4, the ground hopscotch murals. Does that sound
So
like
it could
something?
even, for example, that I'm thinking the Webb County Historical Commission or the Heritage Foundation, as a team, we provide the historical facts, and then the artists or children or whatever can decorate around it. You know, because it will be difficult to ask the community to bring us historical facts that are brief, precise, accurate, you know. It will be better if we, as an organization, build that and then people can decorate around it, and that could be stamped there. Yeah.
So I hear you on that, and that's something that we could put maybe in the call for artists, something that focuses on a particular aspect of history, whether it's the founding, that's something that can be added to the call for artists. But I also think that we need to trust our artists as well, because I know that there are, mural artists that do the research and do a great job of it. So it's going to be up to the evaluation committee to assess their design and see if it is based on historical fact and it is indeed a good design. So I think there are lots of ways of approaching that, but I think more and more we're going to need to really allow the artist to come forward with their ideas and let them do that bulk of the work, because they're going to be ultimately the ones who are responsible for the design, the look, and the message that's conveyed. And then the evaluation team is the one just to ensure that it follows the City of Laredo and the commission's guidelines, follows LAMP, follows the ordinance.
Okay. Great.
I know that in the murals that were commissioned by RISC, the muralist reached out to the poetry community and asked for haikus to be painted, and then the artist painted the haikus.
Right.
So it was a combination, poetry and then of course the mural was historical too. So I think the muralists are they're I'm sure ready to work collaboratively with the.
Absolutely, and the way that we're approaching this is, and I know some of you were able to come to the workshops, they're gonna be vendors, right? This is gonna be the beginning of hopefully a new chapter in their career, where they're going to decide who within their group, if they're gonna work on their own or with other members, which a lot of them did talk about collaborations, but it's really gonna be their group presenting or bidding or responding to the call for artists. And they're really going to provide the bulk of that information, and they're going to be responsible for it, as I said. So what Vanessa's going to be doing is ensuring that they're following a timeline. The evaluation committee's role is to ensure that you're choosing the best, right? Choosing the best projects that come through. So I think as a vendor, right, it's not really going to be a collaboration in the same sense of the word, right? It's going to be, they're going to be doing their proposal and it'll be accepted or not. And a lot of times it has to be as cut and dry as that if they're going to be a vendor. We're learning a lot as we're going into our first year.
Yeah.
So
I don't know any poet vendors.
Yeah. Well, professional artists who will have a contract with the city, right? And this is a great opportunity for them and a learning experience for us. And this is why we're going to be having the meeting with the purchasing agents to ensure that it's as smooth as possible. But we also have to follow the guidelines set out by city procurement, and that's where the challenge is. So we're trying to make sure that it's fair. We are treating them like vendors. We're respecting them as professional artists, but with that added sort of a touch of love and nurturing right beforehand with these workshops. But we're not really able to collaborate in that way. It's going to be a proposal, accept or not accept.
What does this do with these projects not being able to move forward like the way we thought, or how we presented in the annual plan that we're going to do X number of sidewalk stamps, and now there's not one really kind of on the horizon? The same thing with these utility boxes, that they're not the number that we thought. What does that do for the plan that we submitted to City Council? How does that affect it or impact it?
So we are refining it as we go. So for instance, like the utility boxes that we weren't able to meet the 32 on the street, that's where, when I communicated with the Parks Department, they said that they also have utility boxes there. And that they also have, areas that they do want to have things expanded. So they already have sidewalks that they're going to be laying. So that they're going to be contacting me whenever they're going to be doing that. So we might have to tweak things here and there as we go, but what the main thing we want is for each district to have the same representation of the art. Let's say we can't do the 32 on the street, well, we're gonna try to get the 4 utility boxes within that district. or maybe it will be that we'll have to do ground hopscotch mural instead, to make sure that that district at least has the representation of the art equally, because that's part of what NAB says. For the first 2 years, we want to focus on getting artwork throughout the city, not to just focus in one specific area. For the next 2 years, to get people to know what our program is, make sure that what we're doing is equal across the districts. So that's what we're gonna try to do, and we're gonna have to refine it as we go when we encounter these things, because we didn't know that there's so many, utility boxes that are owned by TechStop. So now that we do know that, we can, refine things as we go.
And also, I just want to add, this is the first time we're actually going to present an annual plan. So the time that we presented about the utility boxes, there was no action item.
Right.
Like, we really just did a presentation.
Right.
And I think with that goal that we wanted to be equally distributed throughout the city, because this was the very first thing that the commission, I mean, not the very first thing, but one of the big projects that the commission was working on.
Right.
So we wanted to just put it out there so city council knew that we were having this conversation, but there were no action items. So I think this is a great start to just thinking of how the public art can be distributed just throughout the city
I have a question.
and to create opportunities for artists. Yeah.
I have a question. So, I'm not sure if, I see that there's like, what, 5? Yeah, 5 projects. How is this gonna work? Is it like, first, we're gonna propose this one, then we're gonna propose this one, or how is this gonna work? Because what if, like, somebody says, well, why don't we try and do something at St. Peter's Plaza on the sidewalks, like the stand thing or whatever, like the hopscotch mural, something like that. And then somebody else says, okay, well, also, what about this sidewalk poetry? That could be that maybe we can get this done someplace else. I don't know how. There has to be money allotted for this, so how is that gonna work? Are we gonna be able to pick and choose that maybe, we can get funds for this right now, one over here, and then maybe another thing over there? I don't know.
So, I don't know if you want to answer that, or, I do know we already went to bond council, so we know the money is there.
Okay.
It's been approved. So there were things that were not approved, right? So now we know everything that's gonna be presented to council, right? It first went to bond council, then it came to this commission. The next step is to go to the city council. So we know the money's there, okay?
Right.
So let me see if I understand your question. So is it who, are you asking who's gonna decide the location, or if there's
No.
differences in?
Like if you put a call to artists,
Uh-huh.
what are you calling for? What if an artist says, well, I want to do a utility box. That's what I want to do. Somebody else says, no, I want to do this hopscotch thing. Are they all going to be presented at once? They get to pick and choose, or we get to get people turn in their proposal for any of those things all at the same
If
time?
you'll allow us, what we can do when we come back to the next meeting, after we get a better idea from our purchasing agents, what the possibilities are, we can come back and give an overview of that for informational purposes. But because it is, from what I'm understanding right now, a bid process, everything has to be in that full bid, which are usually several pages long. And so we're very descriptive about exactly what they're gonna produce, the dimensions of it, what type of themes they might be required to cover. There's a lot of things that are required there. So it's not just gonna be, so I'm saying it's more formal than a call for artists that's like a contest normally. And so I think we are gonna have very concrete guidelines for them to follow when they're doing the proposal. And we'll also have a better idea as we continue to work with our liaisons in different city departments as to where things are gonna go.
Right,
Does that make
but I
sense?
guess what I'm trying to say is, so is there a call to artists for all the projects at one time?
No, it's gonna be for each project, so.
A call to artists, but at the same time?
Well,
simultaneous?
for some of them, we'll have to do them simultaneously.
Well, that's why I was thinking, because I know they're all different projects, so there's a call to artists for 5 different things, okay? But at the same time, because maybe some artist says, you know, if you put out one at this time and then you put out another, maybe an artist would say, oh, I would have done that better. That would have been something better for me. That's what I'm saying. Will it be put out all at the same time so that artists can get excited and say, wow, there's so much to choose from. I would really like to do this and get a lot of involvement. Like, I think it would create the excitement about, look at all these different projects that these artists can choose from to get done in Laredo. So
Right.
that's what I was asking.
So the way I'm understanding it is this annual plan is for 2026,
Yes.
right?
It's for FY, FY.
Right. Fiscal year 2026. So what I'm thinking is the reason why the artists are going through the workshops and they're preparing, learning how to apply is they can apply for however many projects, right?
Right.
I don't think that they're gonna be
Okay.
like, well, I already applied for the utility box, so I can't apply for the mural, right? I feel like if anything, it's creating more opportunities for
Right.
artists who feel prepared, or to just go for it and apply for as many as they want to.
And I think also in those workshops, you talked about all of these different projects that there are, so these artists that are attending know that these are the different workshops. And also, I just wanted to clarify, is it that artists can also propose their own project to us in a space that is a public space? Because some artists have taken that away from the workshops, and I just want clarification that that is something that can actually happen.
So I think that within, it wouldn't be part of this process, right? So I believe when we said that you can propose something, there is going to be a time and a place for it, I believe. So in the past, when we've had, for example, when the commission has worked with other library departments, or let's say Keep Laredo Beautiful, in that sense, people came with proposals, if I'm not mistaken, for those of you who have been in the commission for a while. So there's gonna be, they can't just come and sign up to make a presentation, right, and say, can you please fund me? That's not gonna be part of the 2% funding that we have available.
I think that needs to be clarified, because I know there are some artists that left those workshops feeling like they could just propose something and get funding for it if they had something. So I would just encourage you guys to look at that, because
Sure.
that is just one thing. That's why I wanted clarification today.
And I know that we wanted to ensure that more than anything else, even if they decide not to bid or respond to a call for artists, that this public arts division is here to support artists and the community. And if they want to reach out and say, hey, Vanessa, I have this idea, it's going to be I'd like to do something downtown, this is what it would look like, this is kind of the theme. And we could potentially create that connection between some other type of funding. So I know we did mention that. We cannot provide that funding, we have no approval over any type of funding, but we can say, hey, this sounds great for a tourist project. This sounds great for something with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We've been working very closely with other departments, and we're really seeing how we don't want to if we can combine our work efforts and really make it easier for each other, that's really gonna help us.
I remember hearing that part too. I'm just.
No, I understand, it was a lot of information,
Yeah.
and so I can understand how,
People have
They might
misinterpreted.
interpret that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I remember that part of it.
With a time, this project, the Fine Arts and Culture, the commission or the plan, the artisan plan, can learn how to be a little bit more, and I know we're in the early stages, but a little bit more flexible into accepting these proposals and not just saying, let me send you somewhere else. Hopefully there can be a time where we can do those projects, where we can be part of the funding. Maybe with time it can be evolved and so it's not that rigid, so it only accepts this and only that, because I know that if we put it out there in the community, we're gonna get hundreds of projects and people that are eager to participate. But with time, we need to learn how to work with the city, work with the plan, so we can structure it that it's a little bit more flexible in accepting other projects that are not necessarily in the plan. But yeah, hopefully that can happen.
Well, that's sort of the way this commission started, this Arts and Culture Commission. We were given like $10,000 and then the city would send artists our way, and somebody wanted a mural and somebody wanted to, a statue or a sculpture or whatever. And we actually, quite a few things got done through this commission when it first started. So we had public comments all the time. Artists were coming in. They would send us the representatives, the board, the council, city council members would send people to us all the time. And we had people here always talking, presenting, making presentations, and a lot of those things got taken care of, maybe through the funding that council person had. But they were coming and presenting works to us a lot. So I think that we should also be encouraging that somehow, like to the city, to artists to say, if you want to make a presentation to the Arts and Culture Commission, maybe they don't have funding for you right now, but maybe they can help find funding for you, or maybe through like a Killam Corporation or some other person who wants to donate, or they want to donate a wall, or you know what I mean? Like our community get more involved. So I don't know how we could even put that out there, but maybe at the city council meetings, maybe just, I don't know.
If I may just interject. So part of, I think, the great success that the commission has had is through Viva Laredo to LAM and providing some of these strict guidelines. Yes, they are strict, but I think they're gonna allow for a lot more projects to happen. And right, so I think this year, this fiscal year, if we can focus on this amazing plan that you have approved, and then yes, in the future, let's keep our eye on that goal, so that once we know the procedure a little bit better,
Right.
and we know how to ride the waves of city policy and procurement processes, then yeah, bring that other aspect in. There's nothing to stop you from hearing proposals and presentations here.
Yeah, I know.
But I
And
would
also-
like for us to not have the funding for it, right? Or the
Right, I know,
structure.
but I think that even if just us out in the Laredo art scene and going to Caminarte and participating in all these things that we do, I think we should definitely encourage artists and say, hey, if you ever have a project that you want to talk about, bring it to the Arts and Culture Commission. We have public comments that we can hear about.
Right.
Maybe somebody wants to do a poetry slam on the sidewalk, or chalk paintings for kids, or I don't know what, but there's a lot of things, and we should also be encouraging that kind of stuff, independent things that aren't necessarily part of this plan, but could also add to our culture and get things done, along the way.
And you're right, this commission encompasses more than the public arts.
Right.
Yes.
I just want to add too that, what I'm seeing here is like close to 140 opportunities for artists to make art,
Right.
to get paid to submit a
Right.
proposal, to create a design. And I don't think that anywhere here it says you have to do it a certain way.
Right.
It still allows for creativity. They're gonna submit their own designs.
No,
you know,
yeah, and that's the good part.
So, and also, just thinking back on the previous meetings, like the reason why we approved this annual plan is because we want to start small and start spending the money.
Right.
But I think once we get through this fiscal year, hopefully council approves it and it moves forward, and we get a lot of artists to submit proposals, I think we can think bigger. Like to say, oh, now we want to see like a large scale sculpture in front of City Hall.
Right.
Or whatever, right?
Right.
And then that's going to create opportunities for even bigger projects.
Once people start seeing that there's art out there and
Right.
being encouraged to do
But-
art, yeah, I think so.
It is important to understand that community, yes, the big projects are important, but a community is also created by the small projects.
Absolutely.
The little bit spent every day, every week, every month that are coming are being born from the artists that are in the everyday in the community, and they might be small projects, small things, but are of immense value, and that these small projects put together create what the scene that we have now. For example, let's say Caminarte. Caminarte is like a Frankenstein, composed of
All I had to do
every
was close my gallery and
venue, that every venue, every gallery that does something comes together and creates the beautiful Frankenstein that becomes Caminarte. But so it's the actions of individuals, of small cafes, of small groups, of small galleries. So yes, thinking big, it's very nice, but thinking small, we don't need to let our eyes, wander off that, because small can also become something quite large. Need to think about that.
Well said.
I think that was part of my question and my concern about the projects that we had proposed and the number, because I do know that there is still talk of trying to move this 2% from us. I know that that's
Yes.
still on the table, and I'm concerned if yeah, it is. And I was concerned that if we're shrinking back, probably through no fault of our own, but we're having to, is that gonna somehow reflect that we're not able to do what we need to do? Like, that's why, because I know it's pivotal right now. I know that's why Vanessa said, okay, we're gonna do these that are smaller projects that we can do and have a big impact, and now it's looking like we're not gonna be able to do as many of those.
Well, I wouldn't say that, and in the annual arts plan, like, the way it's put is minimum of 20 sidewalks, which means we could definitely do more, right? So we're trying to, like I said, I feel like we're learning how to surf, right? And so we're going to definitely still aim for that, but we want to commit to the minimum so we know for sure these things get done.
So that's I guess where I'm confused, because if there's a minimum of 20 but there's no sidewalks on the horizon, like, how do you do that? That's where I'm saying how, and I heard Vanessa say she's gonna tweak and add numbers to other places where we can, but for right now, is it true that there's no way that we would do a sidewalk with what's on the books right now in the budget with plan moving forward? There's not a sidewalk that's looking to be repaired
So,
or expanded
We
right
are
now.
we are working on getting a, how can I say, a more permanent liaison with Public Works,
Okay.
so that that person has the authority to tell us that information. Because at this point,
You don't.
it really is a little bit more vague.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily concrete, pardon the pun, information.
No
That's
pun
just what you
intended,
just,
yes.
that's just, okay. So when you
Right.
dig a little deeper and you get into a connection
Right.
with somebody, there will be opportunities that you think might be.
We're still committed to doing a lot of projects.
You're right.
And we want to remain flexible enough to understand what the other departments are facing and being able to work with them and understanding their limitations.
Right.
But we still want to do as many projects as we had originally said.
Okay, and that's fine. I know the want is there. I'm just wondering, we're so tied to what is the city doing that even if we want, just like we wanted these boxes forever, unless there's a real opportunity for them, then it can't happen. And I just, that's where I'm getting confused on the information. I know we all want this, and I'm not saying that you all aren't
Right.
doing the work to make that happen. But I'm saying, are the opportunities actually there? Is it realistic that, that's what and I'm hearing
Yeah.
you don't know. You don't,
So
still
in
don't know.
in a lot of ways, because it's the first year, we are taking a leap of faith. So we're gonna get these stamps done, for example, without knowing precisely the location yet.
Okay,
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
So those are what you're doing. You're doing what you can do to make sure they happen, so that you're, okay, that's fine. That's what I was wondering, because I was concerned that that our feet would be held to the fire
Right.
when it wasn't something within our control. Like, if there's no sidewalk being rebuilt and we can't do it on that, then it wasn't a failure on our part to not be able to do these 20 stamps. That's what I wanted to just be clear, because, I just want to make sure that we're kind of, our commission is protected in this,
Right.
you know what I mean? Because that all of
Yeah,
us here,
absolutely.
that's clear, because
Reputation is on the
doing.
line for this, for
Yeah.
sure. But I don't want us to wait until we have a commitment
No,
of exact
right.
locations before moving
Right,
forward.
good,
Yeah.
great. Well, I hadn't heard that earlier, and that answers my concern about that. So
Yeah.
good, we're still moving.
Yes.
So what is it? For the Jumpstart
Do
Creativity.
we have a size yet for the sidewalk, or that's still in the end?
So it honestly depends. For instance, like they told me for the parks that they're doing an expansion. So that's gonna be several sidewalks that they're laying.
Which part?
So, so what?
Tell me North Central.
I think
North
they
Central.
said Slaughter Park.
Oh, good, okay, that's
Yeah.
good, that's great.
So, and that's just one of them. I know that they said that they were also proposing to build a pickleball field at a park. And when they lay the cement, they're gonna be contacting me.
Great. That's
So
exciting.
we're building those relationships with them. So whenever they have any capital improvement project going forward, they know that art is gonna have to be incorporated, and they know that they have to come to us with that. So
You have everybody's personal cell phone number.
actually, some of them. So yeah.
I just wanted to add that the budget and the CIP plan was just approved last week. So it's very timely. We know that they're actually in the plan and approved. So that this is very recent. Great.
So yeah, for the Jumpstart Creativity, I met with the risk management, and they approved for all of the projects. I had to go to risk management. They approved all of them, and you know they said that we had to have safety cones and anti-skid sealant, which is all the stuff that we already have in our SOPs. So that's really good. For the mini gallery posts, that's where I met with the engineering department. But another thing, I met with parks, they approved that we can put them in the parks. And also that plaza that I think that Jorge was bringing up, that they also says that, yeah, that we can put it there. So,
This mini gallery post,
That's what.
that looks like a box with a glass front, which that doesn't sound like feasible to me, but maybe that's just for picture's sake.
yeah, that's just because we don't have anything.
I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna
created
be
yet.
like something on something that's not a shadow box that they could break glass and steal it
So,
inside.
well, I've already met with the engineering and risk where they gave us the recommendations. We're not using glass, we're using plexiglass.
Right.
We're gonna go with metal because that's more feasible than if we go with
But it's gonna
wood.
be a,
Go get my glasses. I just drop your name.
Yes.
okay.
So, and then that's where we get the engineering departments from the college and the university
Yeah.
where they're gonna be
Okay, got it.
designing it.
Got it.
And then also,
I don't trust people.
well, another
That's what
thing
Tammy-
too-
You know, you go to like my kids were living in Oakland. People put stuff out on the sidewalk, like take this home, and they're like beautiful things that they're getting rid of at their house. And I mean, everybody's so trusty, you know. Here, I'm not sure. You put something glass front something, and there's stuff in there, you know.
And the
that's how they
other
got the
thing
Tammy
too
used.
is that when I met with Risk, there's a form that we need to do whenever we do any of these projects, and that gets it insured.
Okay,
So it will just have to be that I
Yeah,
have to,
there's
for every
just-
project that
yeah.
we do,
a lot of stuff we just okay.
yeah, to make sure that in
As it
case something
happens, we'll know
happens.
what's happening.
Yeah. So that's another thing that they brought up with the safety and risk is just that we'll have to do that form. But in case there's any graffiti or vandalism, it's actually insured, so we'll be able to kind of protect it. So yeah, I met with TAMIU, the college, and we also met with UISD, where we went over some of these projects. And what I discussed with them is that we want for them to make it an assignment where for these posts that they can design like a mini gallery basically. So they can do, you know, small forms of sculpture, photography, you know, smaller paintings, something that an artist can create their own, you know, mini gallery where they can display their work and then we can rotate it throughout the city. So they were very receptive for it. A lot of them do want to incorporate it into the assignments. So, you know, they're giving the artists the opportunity for them to create things. So the other thing was the library murals. We got our people. Yes. To do that.
How many are there? 5 or 6?
For that one, I think I put 8. Well, the libraries, there's 5.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah,
But
it's
it's like, yes, so yeah, and for that one, I actually had to do a training for risk management, about ladders and lifts and all of that stuff, which I already completed. So, whenever we do have anything,
Are they
I already have it certified, so.
No, it's public art, so, and that's an experience. I mean, it could be
Their proposal is
inside.
one,
Yeah.
that's one of the proposals.
So yeah, that's basically the updates that we have so far and the collaborations that we've done. Another one was with the police department, that they said that they're gonna be doing a station in the south, and that they're gonna get back to me when they have the schematics done. So that's if they haven't even, done anything yet, so that they're gonna contact us, so we can
Always good to
incorporate.
have art if you get arrested.
I want to say that all the departments have been very, they've been collaborating very positively.
Good.
People are excited.
Good, good, good. Then why do they want to take our money?
Because they still don't understand it.
Oh, hopefully it's
Education
not
started
the
late.
majority, maybe it's just a minority, I don't know. Sure.
Does anybody want to take over sharing?
Do we
We
just
can move on to
the
the next one.
So I guess
Oh, did he leave?
Just
No,
to get his
he's back.
glasses.
Okay. Go
item
ahead.
7, staff report,
No,
workshops
it's
for.
for,
D.
Information.
Oh, sorry.
Information on evaluation.
Information evaluation
Thank
criteria.
you.
It's here.
so, I have the stats here with you guys, for the feedback that we got for the workshops. So total, we had 98 artists.
Do you agree doing evaluation?
Oh, okay. Never mind. So for the evaluation, this is what we need to present to city council to go over and let them know how we're gonna be evaluating the artists. So, you'll see that one of them is just for the visual aspect of the artists, and then the other one is for the creative writing evaluations. And this is based off of the information that was given through LAMP. And then also that incentive for the artists if they attended the workshops, and then on top of that, for them being a resident of Laredo, they're also getting extra money for that as well.
Very good. That's great. And you said attending the workshop and being a resident gives you a higher.
Yes.
Are we done with section D?
Wow.
I mean,
Yes.
that was C, we're on C.
We're done with section 6, Manda. We can go to 7,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Staff reports, workshops, or artists.
Here we do. So yeah, the workshops were very well received. We had 90 people come, and we had like a little feedback survey, and we had 97%, were positive. Well, all of them were actually positive. The ones where they did make suggestions were for something that wasn't even part of the workshop. Asking if we can have, pen and paper provided for them, or
And so
Or-
it begins.
yeah.
That's how you get the words. Right?
Yeah, so, but yeah, our overall rating was really good. We're looking to do them at LC and Tammy U as well, so we can get the students that are coming in. And we also did it for the UISD art faculty. So,
What about LISD?
LASD, I'm still in contact with them. I haven't heard a response back, but I'm gonna be following up with them to, get in contact with them to, give them the opportunity as well.
If you wanted to do something else as an outreach, there's also the center that you could also host something at. So, just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Done on that item? Any more questions?
Yay.
Okay, now, moving on to scheduling of next meeting. I didn't date that time.
If we could just make a note, to you about the upcoming meetings, the city council meetings, the next one is September 2nd, if you wanted to do public comment there. And then we have one on September 15th.
September 2nd and September
15th.
1/5.
September 2nd is a Tuesday because Labor Day is the 1st. And then on the 15th, it's a Monday. Okay, so Angie says that our next meeting is the third Thursday, which would be the 18th of September. Does that work with everyone? Everyone's schedule?
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay, so moved. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, second?
September 18th.
Second? Marisa?
I second.
Okay, your last second.
Your last.
Last second.
All those in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
Before you adjourn, if I could just, once again, I don't want us to leave a meeting without City of Laredo, library staff showing our appreciation for everybody who's been part of this commission. You do so much for the community and you continue to give here with the City of Laredo and it makes a difference. And I also want to say thank you, Maritza Bautista, for your service to this commission and to the Laredo community. You will be missed. And we wish you the best in your new adventure.
Thank you so
I
much.
mean, the only thing you miss is the super hot temperature.
And then, of course,
Not hot and warm.
No, thank you so much. I will miss all of you very much as well. All of you.
We're gonna miss you.
All of you.
Miss you
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
It's been a real honor to work alongside all of you, so thank you so much.
Well, Martha trip,
Yeah.
Come visit me and Marfa.
once you get settled.
Are you gonna start the Marfa Washington system?
I like
I think Jesse Shaw's doing a good job.
Oh my God, the best.
He should be on our, he was on our,
He was on a,
Maybe we can bring him back.
they threw him off because he missed, the meetings.
Because
he and Julio.
he was taking kids to see art and stuff.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
I told him, come back. He was very hurt that he got dismissed.
The beginning. That's his origin story.
Yeah.
Well, I made a little rum cake in honor of Maritza's last day, so if you guys want to please.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Oh, so moved.
Okay, moved and seconded.
Second.
That's the real last thing.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Cut your cake?